Hello and welcome to Tuesday's edition of Cracking the Cryptic, where I am delighted to tell you we have got a brand new puzzle to have a look at by none other than Ard van de Wetering, the Dutch Grandmaster puzzle setter. Ard, if you are new to the channel, welcome. But Ard has been responsible for the puzzles that have featured in many of our most popular videos. I think one of them has been viewed 10 million times, something like that. Ard is incredible. Always simple rule sets. And this one is basically Arrow Sudoku today. Although it's very pretty, this one. Very few given digits is a hallmark of Ard. And today I get 3 given digits. And normally just very original logic. Ard, it's a very, very unusual gift that Ard has. And basically this is like a late Christmas present. So I'm looking forward to having a go at it. I will tell you, it gave one of the testers a bit of trouble, this one. So I'm not sure. Ard's puzzles, I would say they're probably about normally 2 out of 5 on the difficulty scale. But if you just get the wrong end of the stick, you can be there forever. So anyway, do have a go if you've got time to have a look at this one. But we'll read the rules together in a moment or two's time. Now, a few things to mention before we kick off today. Firstly, thank you so much to those of you who joined us last night for the last stream of the year. We revisited the Blueprints Mansion. It wasn't without success last night, although many more mysteries seemed to emerge. But it was brilliant fun as always, and it does look like we're going to be back there, doesn't it? Next week. So look out for that. And if you did miss the stream, I'll try and remember to put a link to the video on the screen now. Oh yeah, now also proving incredibly popular and with great reason is yesterday's puzzle on the channel, which was this one, Minesweeper, by Talking Freddish and Michael Lefkowitz. If you haven't had a go at that, this is just unbelievable. It's totally miraculous. Look, it's a 6x6 Sudoku with just 2 cells in which mines have been cleared, and you're told the number of mines around that one. And you have to solve the puzzle from there. It solves uniquely. It is ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous, and quite wonderful. So do have a look at that. I'll try and remember to put a link to that on the screen. Oh, now, on the 1st of January, which is approaching very fast, we have a brand new competition starting over on Patreon. It's by the Paint by Numbers Institute. I think Pathera has had a lot of the hand in it. I think I've got... Oh, can I show you? Yay! I can. I'm slowly getting used to trying to record these videos in OBS. Off by one calendar, and you could see some of the beautiful, very colourful puzzles in the background there. So that is coming up 4 p.m. UK time on the 1st. Definitely check that out. It's going to be a lot of fun. The closing date's the 20th. The prize, as in recent months, will be the chance to come onto the channel and solve a puzzle. And I can tell you that Don, who won last month's competition, Don and I are going to be trying to do just that this evening. So hopefully there'll be a new viewer solve video coming in the next few days. Fingers crossed that we can do it and that the technology works. Those of you who know about my computer battles will know that is by no means a certainty at the moment. Now, a couple of other things to mention. Let's do birthdays. Tom, it's your birthday today over there in Tennessee. And I know this because your son Martin wrote to me and said that you might enjoy a shout out. Apparently you enjoy the poetry when we read that on the channel. So, well, I'm delighted to hear that. It's strange, isn't it? I think this channel is hopefully it just provides food for thought and a bit of calm and comfort and logic in these days of madness and all sorts of nonsense. We are the place on the internet where nonsense doesn't live here. We're not going to get far solving these puzzles if we indulge in nonsense. So anyway, Tom, I hope you have a brilliant birthday today. Many happy returns. I hope the chocolate cake is splendid. And now another birthday today. It's nice not to be late with birthdays. Dan Dan, it's your birthday, and I know this because your wife Tara wrote to me and told me that you were in the top 0.9% of all our viewers last year. So thank you, Dan, for watching so many videos. I don't know how many that equates to, but it must be hundreds, I would have thought. And you enjoy the channel so much, Tara claims, that you want to get 2 cats and name them Simon and Mark. Poor cats. Anyway, Dan, I hope you have a great birthday. Many happy returns. I hope the chocolate cake is good. And finally, I will want to give a shout out to something I've mentioned in previous years that's happening again this year. Dr. Tim Paulden makes a sort of Christmas puzzle hunt with prizes that are given to charity. So you can win monetary prizes for your favourite charity if you do well in the competition. I don't know, that might not be. Hopefully you can see that. I will put a link to this under the video so you can get involved. But if you're familiar with puzzle hunts, hopefully at least some of that is appearing on the screen. These are very popular things, and I think I think Tim does a very, very good job with those puzzles. So do check it out and enjoy. I think the closing date's the 18th of January for that competition. And that's all the news. Right, let's get on. Let's have a look at Follow On Arrows by the great Ard van der Wetering. The rules are not going to take long to read, and they are as follows. We have got normal Sudoku rules apply, which means we've got to put the digits 1 to 9 once each in every row, every column, and every 3 by 3 box. Digits along an arrow sum to the digit in that arrow's circle. Gosh, these arrows are tricky creatures, aren't they? So let's look at this arrow. So if that was a 4 and that was a 3, we'd say 4 plus 3 equals 7. And that doesn't look like it's clashing with anything. So that would be a possible way of filling that arrow. And then digits cannot repeat along the blue diagonal line. So this line here needs to contain, I suppose another way of saying that is it needs to contain the digits 1 to 9 once each. It's almost like an extra 3 by 3 box or an extra row or column of the puzzle, just in the positive diagonal. This is often called the positive diagonal as opposed to the negative diagonal, which is this one, which is covered in arrows. And it's called the positive diagonal because it would have a positive gradient if you differentiated it. That's a true story. Do have a go. The way to play is to click the link under the video as usual, but now I get to play. Let's get cracking. I mean, the first thing that strikes me when I look at this is, okay, well, the first thing I was going to say is that all the arrows are very short, but they're not really, are they? So normally a 2-cell arrow is not an interesting creature. It's like me at a party. Frankly, it is like me at a party. And you can be very kind to me, and some of you are, and say that you would talk to me at a party, but I think that's really only out of sympathy. History has taught me that I'm not tremendously popular at parties, and I'm a bit like a 2-cell arrow then. Because the thing is, a 2-cell arrow, it's a very flexible creature. It could contrast that. Imagine this arrow circle here had a 3-cell arrow going in that direction. Then we could immediately know that this cell had to be at least a 6 because we could fill the arrow cells with 1, 2 and 3 at a minimum, and 1 plus 2 plus 3 is 6. So we would get a meaningful restriction. But I mean, look at this arrow, for example. That could be a double 1. Yeah, I think it could be a double 1. So that could be a 2 in theory. So 2-cell arrows aren't usually useful. Now, I do appreciate, and I suspect this is the point, that these are in effect much longer than 2-cell arrows, aren't they? Like the one on the negative diagonal. Yeah, I mean, what you're actually doing is you're adding up those two to come up with this number. And then you're adding this number to that number to come up with this number. So effectively the arrow is getting longer. Yeah, okay. Okay, so that's the way to think about this. So if you look at the negative diagonal and almost ignore the cells that sort of where the arrow tip goes into the circle, because what you're actually doing to arrive at the the digit at the very, very end of the chain of arrows, is you're adding those two, that one, and that one, aren't you? I think. Let's pick a colour. So those yellow cells are actually the sum of this. Let's make that that yellow circle is these are sort of intermediate additions in the circles, but the actual crux of it is that we're adding 5 different, well, not 5 different digits, because if all these yellow cells were different, then that they would add up to at least 15, because the triangular number for 5 is 15, 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5, and we can't write 15 in the corner, however much we might like to. So there must be at least at least 2 repeated digits, actually, because if there was only 1, the triangular number for 4 is 10, and that would still make this too big. So I don't know whether to focus on this or to try, because what we could do is we could pull that same trick, couldn't we, on these arrows and make that one purple. And then we could do the same thing here. I'm probably overcomplicating this, but I'm just this was where my brain was going as I first looked at the puzzle. So just let my brain let my brain exhaust itself, and then we'll do simpler things. But I could make that green probably. Yeah, that works. Actually, that is getting more complicated, isn't it? I was wondering whether there was going to be some sort of meta point, i.e. what's the minimum sum of all of these coloured digits. For instance, we've got 4 digits in box 5. They do all have to be different, and whether or not that might yield some sort of implication for the circles. But it's actually, there's quite a lot of stuff here going on to do with that. I don't know. Let's have a quick go at that. So what's the absolute minimum we could make all of these coloured cells add up to? Well, those could be 1, 2, 3, 4, couldn't they? Probably. I mean, maybe they can't, but I can't see why not. So so box 5 could, in theory, add up to 10. Box 9's digits, we could make those 1, 2, and 3. I don't see why that's impossible. So that's another 6. So we're on 16. That can't be a 1, because there's a 1 next to it, so that could be a 2. So we're on 18. What's the maximum? The maximum is going to be, if those were an 8-9 pair, that's the most they could be. They can't both be 9, can they? They're in the same box of the Sudoku. So 17 and put 9 there. So the maximum is 26, and we're up to 18 so far. And I've still got a lot of cells left to include. This might do something. So that could be a 1, I think. Interestingly, if that was a 1, that couldn't also be a 1. Because if we did say both, if we did try and make both of those 1s, you couldn't put a 1 in box 5 at all. And I'm pretty sure that will blow the total up. So let's say that could be a 2. And obviously this could be the other way around. That could be 2 and that could be 1. So now we're up to 21. Absolute minimum, but we've still got 3 more cells to include. Those have to be different, or those have to be different. You could take that either way. So we're adding at least another 4 to that, i.e. if that's, say, a 1-2 pair and that's another 1. So that's 25. 25 is a minimum. What do we say the maximum? The maximum was 26. So it's very close. It's very close to being forced using this sort of meta logic. Now, right, let me just look at this for a second then, because so if I take everything at its minimum I could, in theory, make the circles add up to 25. That would be possible. So from these minimums, I could increase the minimums by 1. So for example, you definitely can't knock a 1 out of box 5 now. That definitely won't work. Because if we make those digits a minimum of 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5, that's 14, as opposed to this 10 minimum. So we've absolutely blown through our total. But for example, that could be a 3. That would be okay. But it couldn't be a 4. Okay. All right. Well, that is... Oh, no, that's wrong. I was about to say, okay, so that's a 2-3 pair, but it's not, is it? Because that could be a 4. Because the minimum sum of these could be 7. That obviously that's 1 higher than the absolute minimum 6, and therefore that would be available within our paradigm. I don't know then. This might not be how you're meant to do it. It probably isn't. I think I've just immediately overcomplicated it. Okay, let's not do this. I think this is probably too much. Let's try instead looking at the negative diagonal. This is by far the longest arrow, isn't it? Or the longest sort of hybrid arrow. So the minimum sum of those is 3, so this is at least 3. Then the minimum sum of these, they can't be the same digit, can they? So they could be a 1-2 pair. That means the minimum value of this is therefore 6, I think. Can't actually be a 7. Okay, well that's something. Because that means this digit actually can't be 4. Okay, that is a bit interesting actually. This digit can't be a 1 because of the given 1, so that's at least a 2. So I mean, if we filled this diagonal with the bare minimum that we possibly could, then this digit in the corner is an 8. So it must be an 8 or a 9. And that digit, that is a 6. Oh, bobbins, right, sorry. So I've totally overcomplicated this. Yeah, okay, I'm sorry. When you do these puzzles, you don't know how to do them. So sometimes we will go off on the wrong track. I think I've gone off on the wrong track today. Because what is this digit? If this was higher than 6, given it can't be, this is why this 7 is here probably, it would have to be at least an 8, wouldn't it? And then because this can't be a 1, 8 plus 2 is 10, and that's too big. And we can't make this less than 6, because 6 is the minimum. It's a 1 plus a 2 there, and a 1 plus a 2 there. So that has to be a 6. And therefore this is a 1-2 pair, and this must be a 1-2 pair, and this is a 3. Oh, that's really weird. But it's good. It's good. Now, so that digit now is a 2 or a 3. That might mean, if we went back to that meta logic, that this is a 2 or a 3, I think. Well, when we did the total sum of everything. So there might be a 2-3 pair in that row. But let me just mull this over. So do I know what that digit is? Not quite, because I don't know whether this is 1 or 2. But that digit is 4 or 5. Right. I am going to... Right, okay, let's backtrack now and go back to the logic we did at the start. Because when we did the logic at the start, I found I could create an absolute minimum value for all the coloured cells of 25 by making these 4 digits in box 5 are 1, 2, 3, 4 quadruple. So I could have taken them up to adding up to 11 by making them 1, 2, 3, 5, but I couldn't have made them add up to more than that, or the total of 26, which is the possible total, if this is 9, 8 and this is 9, that would be breached. So there is no way that these 2 digits could include a digit as magnificent as a 6, for example. They could be 3, 4, that's totally fine, or they could be 3, 5. They can't be more than that. And that is a 3, 4, 5 triple now in the middle box and on the diagonal. So 7 on the diagonal has to be down here, because there must be a 7 on the diagonal because we can't repeat a digit. And that is about as useful as a chocolate teapot. Okay, these digits, the rest of the digits in box 5 are 6, 7 and 9. And now, oh no! I don't know what that means. Bother. Okay. Oh, I thought I was going to have an epiphany now there, but I don't think I have. So if that was a 2, that could be a 1, couldn't it? So this is at least a 3. So this is at least a 6. Oh, I'm not sure. I don't know what to do. I'm sorry. What am I missing here? What's the point? Maybe I do have to put in the options for these, all the rest of the coloured cells in terms of that minimum, that pure minimum we were thinking about. I'm not sure though. Or okay, maybe it's this one. So I said that could be a 2 originally. So that could go up to being a 3 under the original meta logic. I made this a 2 in order to arrive at my 25 total. It definitely can't be a 1. It could have been a 3, and then the total of all the coloured cells, if I minimumed everything, would have been 26 if I'd made this a 3. So this cannot be more than 3. So there is definitely a 2-3 pair here. So, oh no, I was suddenly thinking this has to be different from that, but of course it doesn't. So this digit I'm not sure. I'm sorry. That it could be a very small digit, couldn't it? That is definitely possible. If this is a 1 and this is a 2, that could be as low as 3. I don't see how it can't be less than 3. So 3, 4, 5. Don't think there's a problem with any of those. Oh, it can't be much bigger than that. Okay. It can't be much bigger than that, because it can't actually be bigger than that. If it was, it can't be 6 anyway, but imagine it could be 6. We know this is at least a 3, so that would make this a 9, and that once we added this green digit in, this would be at least a 10, and that's not going to work. So maybe 5 is... that's it. Right, 5 doesn't work here. Because if this is 5, what's this number? We're adding at least 3 to it. So 5 plus 3 would make this an 8, which is impossible because of the given. And it can't be 9, because again, we're adding this digit to that to get to this one. So this can't even be 5. So this is a really tiny digit. It's 3 or 4. Now, what does that mean? So if it's... The thing is, 4 could be double 2, couldn't it? It doesn't even have to be 3, 1. If it's 4, that's 5. And if that's 4, that's 3. 4, 3. That might be okay. Oh, no, that doesn't work, actually. Golly gosh, that's so beautiful. Right, I mean, this is classic art. That, I don't think that can be a 4. Because I think that becomes a 3. I might be wrong about that, but let's just go through that. If that's 4, we know that this is the 1, don't we? We know it's 3 plus 1 equals the 4, which makes this a 2. But that 2 makes this a 3. Yet if this is a 4, this is a 3 by Sudoku. So let me show you. 4, that is a 3, but that's a 1, that's a 2, and this is a 3, and this would have to be a 0. It doesn't work. So that is, I mean, that's beautiful. That is beautiful. So that is a 5 in the middle of the grid, which means this is a 3-4 pair, which presumably does something. So this digit now is 6 or 7, because it can't be 8 by Sudoku. So that's 6 or 7. We're adding up to 8 or 9, so this can't be bigger than 3. It's a really cool puzzle, this. It's not at all what I was anticipating, actually. But it's really very clever. Now, what, if anything, this digit probably has to be little now, because that digit sees 5, 6, 7, and 8. It can't be 9 because we're adding digits to it. So that's a maximum of 4. But the problem with this one is it could be 2. If that's double 1, I mean, maybe that's been ruled. Oh, no, hang on. Of course. This being 5, that has ruled it out. Oh, okay, this can't be 2 anymore, because that would require that to be double 1, and there's a 1 here. So this is 3 or 4. And that... So this must be 2 or 3 now, mustn't it? It must be. Because it can't be 1, and it can't be 4, because that would make this a 0. So now I've got a 2-3 pair in this column as well. And that digit... Yeah, oh, I see. Yeah, so if we now go back to box 9, these digits are from 1, 2, and... I think they're from 1 and 2, actually. That might be wrong. But I'm just trying to work out, if I was to put 3 in no, it doesn't work, does it? If I was to put 3 in either of those cells, once I added at least 2 to them, I'd get at least 5, and the middle digit would break the world. So these have to be a 1-2 pair, and that is a 3, and that's 9 in the corner. I feel like singing for that. Now, oh, that's now a 2, and that's now a 2. Oh. That doesn't do it. Oh, how weird. Ah. Okay, but now I know these are different, in case that's going to matter. Because what we're doing here is we're adding... obviously these two digits, the digits in box 9, this is a 1-2 pair, so they are definitely different from one another. We're adding the same number, 2, to those different digits to arrive at these digits. So these are definitely different from one another. Let's just quickly make a note of that. Oh, that's a terrible, terrible colour, sorry. These are different, but these are different as well, aren't they? So I actually now know the sum of those two arrows. Oh my gosh. Holy moly, that is absolutely beautiful. Wow. Wow. That must be deliberate. That must be deliberate. Good grief. Can you see what Ard's done? This is so beautiful. You now know what these two digits are. Oh, it's so lovely. Right. Okay, let me go through this. I know that these two digits here, let me just flash them on and off, those two, they're definitely different. So they add up to 7. I've just worked out that the blue and the red digits are different, so they add up to 7. So what do these two circles sum to? They add up to 7 plus 7, that's 14. So these add up to 14, but look, we've worked out this is a 6 or a 7. So this digit is an 8 or a 7, because these have to add up to 14. Well, what would happen if this was double 7? Look at the middle box now. That is weird and absolutely beautiful. To put that into a puzzle like this, at this point, that's crazy. That's crazy. So this has to be 6, and this has to be 8. Oh, okay. Now, how do I make that add up to 6? It's got to be double 3. So that's got to be double 4. And it does work. So now this is a 2 to make that arrow work. That's a 1. This is not a 6. And this is not a 2. So this is definitely... Well, hang on, let's be careful. These 8s and 9s might be wrong, mightn't it? Because that was me saying what's the maximum. So that could be a 7 possibly. I'm not sure. I think this is odd. That seems to be a truth. Oh, and this is 9. So it's going to work out, because this being 8 means this is going to have to be 1, that's going to have to be 9, that's going to have to be 7, this is going to be a 1. I don't trust that 1-2 pencil mark, but it is right. No, it is right, because that's a 3. Sorry, I do trust it. So that's a 2 and that's a 1. And now we've actually done all the arrows. So, okay, but we've still got logic to do on the positive diagonal, and other than that, it's Sudoku. Right, let's... okay. So how do we do this, then? I don't know. There's probably a very easy way to do this from here. I don't see what it is. Is it to do with... No, it's not. 2 is in one of 2 places in box 3. It could be on the diagonal. I haven't got a 2 locked in down here. 1 is in... Oh, hang on. Where's... Oh, what? Right, I never see given digits for some reason, but that 1 is definitely a black digit. It's definitely given. So I can put 1 here on the... because I've got 4 1s, effectively, looking at box 7. So that's a 1. So can I do more with 1s? No, I can't quite do it. 1 is in one of 2 places there. And 1 can't be on the diagonal, but we had this one anyway, so 1 is in one of 2 places there. Okay, so that's not how to make progress. Where's 2 in box 2? It's got to be there. That is Sudoku. So so now I've got 2 on the diagonal. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on the diagonal. So I've got to put 6, 7, 8, and 9 in. I'm not beyond pencil marking that, and I know these 2 aren't 7. So let's get... Oh, hang on. Let's get rid of that. That can't be a 9 in the corner. In fact, that 9 is looking at both 9s at the corner, isn't it? This 7 is looking at that one. So now, hang on, now I've got a 6, 8 pair. Oh, I see. I could have just placed 7 on the diagonal. I just didn't see that. And now the 9 forces this to be a 9. It's the only place left on the diagonal for 9, and I'm left with a 6, 8 pair, which, how many 6s have we got? We've got 2. There is a 6, remember, in the middle box in column 5 already, because this 6 is knocking it out of this cell. Which, okay, that doesn't seem to do anything. 9 is very restricted in box 6. 9 is very restricted in box 2. Okay, where's 9 in box 8? And the answer to that is I really don't know. I mean, I know it's not in these 3, but what I do know, if you just pencil mark it for a moment, it's definitely either in column 4 or column 6. And the 9 in box 2 is in column 4 or column 6. So could this be a 9? No, because by the rules of Sudoku, column 4 contains 1 9. Column 6 contains 1 9. That is 2 9s in those 2 columns. And I know that those 2 9s are in those 5 cells. So there can't be more 9s in these columns, otherwise Sudoku will not work. So now, okay, what do we need to complete column 5? We need 4 and 7. Where's the 7? 7's got to go at the bottom. So that's a 7. This is I think a 4. So 4 is in a relatively small number of places in box 1. Row 5 maybe? 1, 2, 3, 9. This digit is 1 or 3 only. Oh, this is a naked single. That's weird. That is a weird old creature. Look at this one. Again, I think that's something I've been called in the past. A weird old creature lives here. It can't be 2, 3, 9, 4, 5, 6, 7 or 8. I think it's a naked single. 1, 3. So we need 2 and 9 over here. We can plonk those in. 2 down here. How many 2s have we got in the grid? All of them, apparently. I don't know quite when that happened. 3 then. 3. There's a 3 up here. There's a 3 here. That's just Sudoku coming into its own. There's a 3 here. Let's double click 3s. Can we do more? Yes. Yes, we can. All the 3s are done. Let's try 4s. Oh. Okay, that might not be as propitious. I think 4 is in one of 2 places in box 4. What about... I don't know. What do I need to complete box 9? I need 4, 5 and 8. Let's just quickly pencil mark that in and see if we can do it. I can see that one can't be 4. I don't seem to know very much about 4s, 5s and 8s. What about 5? I've only got 1 5 in the whole grid, which is a bit distressing. Okay, so where do you think we look now? I haven't got a clue. 7s? Can we do better with 7? Oh yeah, we probably can. There's 4 7s looking at box 2. So that's a 7. I might be able to do better than that, I think. 7 in box 4 has only got 2 places to go. So we've got, is that an X-wing of 7s left? Have I got 7s? Yeah, I've got 7 7s in the grid. Okay, so we can't unwind the 7s just yet. What about row 2 then? 5, 6, 8. Ooh, nearly. Let's pencil that in case it allows inspiration to strike. This digit definitely isn't 6, so this is 5 or 8. Is it the diagonal somehow? It might be, but I'm not exactly sure why. Or what else could it be? I don't know. Oh dear. What about, okay, 5, 8, 9 into this column. Is that helpful? Oh, Ard, what have you done here? You've concocted some devious plan to scupper me. And I can't see where to look. 4, 5, 6, 8. What about, let's try column 6, where we need 5, 6, and 9 only. Is there anything clever going on? So that's a 5 or a 6 at the bottom there. That's a 5 or a 9. And that, I think, is all three of them. This is a 5 or a 6. Because I need 5, 6, and 9 in this box as well. So is it something to do with... Oh, golly, I don't know, actually. Wow. I can't see at all where it is I'm meant to look. That's very, very bad. Bad, Simon. What am I meant to do here? I'm not sure. Let's try. It's almost certainly a very simple Sudoku trick, isn't it? I've just got to see it. 4, 5, 8, 9. That digit is a bit restricted. I think by the row it's 4, 5, 8 or 9, but it sees a 4 pencil mark and a 9, so I'm going to say that's 5 or 8, which might matter. He says somewhat desperately. It could be a trick around this diagonal, though. That's very possible. Although I can't see how to unwind that, if I'm honest. I've got the 9 here in 3 positions. Can I improve on that somehow? 5, 6, 8. Golly. Oh no, this would be terrible. What if I can't finish it from here? I wouldn't forgive myself. 4, 5, 6, 8. So this is 5. Oh, hang on, is that 5 or 8 as well? Oh, that's weird. This one might be the key. I really hope that's true. Because of this 4 pencil mark in box 1. Yeah. Wait. Yeah, that's 6. Yes, okay, I see it now. Where's 6 in this column is the question I could have asked and didn't. And once you come to, because of this 6 and this 6, you can't put a 6 in those two. So there is a 6 up there, which seems to be coincident, look, with a 4 pencil mark that we had. So that is a 4, 6 pair. And now this digit is not 6, and that's a 5, 8 pair. So that digit is that's doing it. Now that's a 6, so that's an 8. Across the diagonal, that becomes 6, 5, 9. That becomes a 6, which makes this a 9, which makes this a 5. Come on. Let's hope that does it. 5, this is 4 or 8, but it's not resolved. Okay, but look at the... We still need to put 6 in. So 6 has got to go here in box 8. This is 4 or 8. This is 4, 5 or 8. Okay, that's less good. But this is 5 or 8. Let's go back to where we started trying to figure this out. Okay, this digit is... Oh, that digit's known. Where's 6 in row 1? We can just do that. That's got to be 6. That's got to be 4. That's got to be 4. That 4 bounces down there. 8, 4, 8, 5, 8, 4, 4, 7, something. 5 probably. This is no longer 5. It's definitely not 8 either, apparently. So 9 and 6 get resolved. And what do we need in the row? Is it a 7? Yes, seems to be a 7. Oh, I'm relieved. I am really relieved. I was trying to... I couldn't see what I had to do, but now I think slowly but surely we're getting there. 8's got to go there in that box, so that's a 5. That's going to be a 5 as well, so that should be a 4. Looks like the Sudoku's working. Famous last words. That's 5. That's 8. That's 8. And if we haven't made a ricket, that's 9. Looks good. That's wonderful. What a wonderful puzzle that is. Solve counter 1. Just me. I'm the only one who's managed to do it. And it is just beautiful, isn't it? Absolutely beautiful. My favourite bit was when we eventually worked out those cells there had to add up to 14. And because we had this sort of pattern in box 5, which had to take a 7 in it, you couldn't double 7 those circles. I mean, that was mesmeric. Absolutely wonderful. Ard does it again. Let me know in the comments how you got on with it. Let me know if you started it a bit differently to me. I'm sure everybody did. I think my idea of using all of the arrow cells rather than the overlaps was mad. But anyway, let me know how you got on. I enjoy the comments, especially when they're kind, and we'll be back later with another edition of Cracking the Cryptic.